Namaste. I welcome all of you to a new episode of Parent Wellness. I'm your Dr. Susan Kurth, life psychologist and mind wellness coach. Today, I have taken a very vital area of our life, parents and teenagers. In that, I have taken the teenage romance, which today's parents are really struggling to handle. Teenage romance is always there. It was there before and now also. But today's romance it is a bit difficult to handle because these kids have never seen life, a real life. The maximum life they have seen is their parents or few relatives. Then they have knowledge from some movies they watch, some books they read, and from their friends, like they discuss, and their knowledge is, transferred to them. When they get into a certain relationship to satisfy their feeling, most of the time they are not able to manage themselves. Let us see how a parent can proactively handle such issues, and so that it can be handled better. I'm not against romance or love. But if you do it prematurely and if it is done in a wrong way and if it is taking or putting a person into trouble, then I would say it is a problem. It is an issue. Teenage love or romance is a very good feeling, and infatuation can happen to anyone in life and at any time. And the adults are not falling into it because we are grown up, we are matured enough to handle it. But why we give some leniency to teenagers? Because we know that they have impulsivity. That is their nature. The parents, when they proactively handle these areas, we can handle it in a better way. Let us see when we feel or when we think that teenage romance is an issue. The first thing is the teenage romance, when it affects their productivity, we say that is a problem. When it affects their life building processes, their performances, their schooling, their studies, their extracurricular activities, if it is completely affects their performance and productivity, we say it is a problem area. And also the second one is if this romance is breaking all the boundaries of decency. They may go beyond and they engage in some activities which are prohibited, not just in the teenagers, maybe as an adult also they are not supposed to be doing it. And not just the activity, but if they are entering into a relationship, in a wrong relationship, that means the person they are engaged is not the right person for them, then it is a problem as well. And because of that relationship with this person, they are having various issues in their family. There are many families, maybe because an intercaste or whatever may be the reason, there is a problem happens, then we say then it is a problematic relationship. Let us see how parents can handle it or proactively act on this area so that you can really help our teenagers not to fall into problematic relationships. What parents need to focus is when you are building your children, build them as responsible human beings. Don't raise your children by giving everything they ask for so that they are happy. They feel, everything is in control. They have been given everything handy. Please don't raise your children in that way. Happiness comes when they are doing their job properly and they make some achievements and they live their life in the best possible manner. So parents should teach them responsibility and also self-love. Not selfishness, but self-love. Both are different. In self-love, you build yourself. You build your self-confidence. You develop self-motivation, your self-control, and your self-esteem is going to be high in self-love. So parents should be careful in giving them self-love, and also the parents should teach, the sex education. They need to give it at an early stage. Also, you need to be careful. You need to give your children, when they reach teenage, you need to give them the difference between the romance, love, marriage, and family. So when the children reaches tween, that is pre-teen age, they started to feel this infatuation, this attraction and everything. The parents should help the child to understand what this feeling is all about, and also how to manage those feelings, and the parents definitely need to teach your children. And if you don't know how to teach them, definitely you can seek help. There are help available, like people like us, the coaches are available. Many children comes to you with rationalization that the romance can turn into love, and that can be later turn into a marriage and a very good life, and they bring various examples and explain it to you to support their argument. But these children doesn't know what they see is not the right thing. Many couple, they are not telling what they are going through in their private life openly. Many couples show a very great relationship outside in the social scenario, but most of the relationship they come and discuss with us, and we know what is happening there. That's why I'm confidently saying this to you. No marriage relationship is easy. You cannot find an easy marriage relationship anywhere. Every marriage is a constant working. You need to work on your marriage constantly to make it successful. You cannot just play it as a romance, and you need to do a lot to bring it to a logical, love-based relationship. Parents should tell their children about all these things very clearly. Now, when you are teaching them about all this infatuation, this romance, you should tell them, if there is romance, there is no guarantee that it can turn into love, but where there is love, there can be definitely romance. A relationship is not something that you need to take impulsivity mode. No decision should be taken in that way, but you should be knowing how this infatuation, this romantic feeling can be enjoyed in the better way. Parents also should investigate or understand why a person, a child is moving to another relationship, ignoring all his core relationships. Maybe they are missing something in the home, in the family atmosphere, or in that relationship. It can be sorted out with a very open discussion. You should be engaging with your teenagers more often. You should be in their level and talk to them like a teenager. Be empathizing with them even the advices you can give in their own language. Like, for example, when they are sitting, they say, hey, what's happening, and something is cooking up, just think about it. It is your life and nobody else's life. If you are not taking care of it, and nobody else will take care of it. You can tell them like that. Very interesting thing I wanted to tell you is that when we were going to the college, the pre-degree, it is going to be a co-ed education, like, we are going to a mixed college. My father normally openly speak with me, and I remember he called me and he asked me to sit next to him. He said, now you're going to the college and you may come across people, and the boys, and you may have some kind of an infatuation towards some boys. That's normal in everyone's life. At that time, I really felt really, kind of awkward why my father is saying this to me. Then I understood that, my father is trying to convey some serious message to me. So my father said, it is not a wrong thing. I won't say it is a wrong thing, but I'm sending you to college to build your life. So he said, it is not for you to go into and enter into another person's life, or, find a person now itself to get married. For me, it is easy. I can just put an advertisement in a paper, and I can say that my daughter is ready to get married, and someone can get, and I can make her marry, and I can do that. So what I want you to do here is just focus on your studies, build yourself first. Now, during that process, if you like someone, we are all human beings, it can happen. So he said, if it is something like that, when you are, able to get married, if you reach that age of marriage, if you come and tell us about it, and what we do is we will inquire about the boy, and if that relationship can be a healthy one and it is good for you, we'll tell us it can be, we can proceed it is a good relationship. And if it is not, then we will definitely tell you that why it is not good to, proceed further. So my father said, okay, we will give you all this information, but the decision or the choice should be yours. You should be taking, because you are the one who is going to live your life, and we can only guide you. So what he said is, he will give us all the information. Everything is in front of you. You look and review everything, and you see what you want to do, and tell us what you are going to do. Whether you want to go further with the relationship to a marriage, or you don't have to go about it and say, listen to us and say no. So yes or no is your decision. Then he said, when I am looking at all these things, and I am going ahead, ignoring all the warnings they have given, and I'm going ahead, Or I'm listening to them and I'm considering all the fact and say that okay, this is not going to work. I'm seeing that in future it's going to be a problem, and I say no. In both places, the parents also have got their right to act, or they have some decisions to make, or their actions will be based on what decision I'll be taking, he said. And he said, if you are going ahead with that, please don't return back to us. Don't think that we will support you further. So when you are ignoring us, our advices, and you are going and you're taking your way, your life further, you go. You don't expect us to be following you or supporting you. So you can take your decision. You can live your life by yourself. And if you are taking the decision based on how we have advised you, and then definitely we will be there, we will be supporting you, more support will be given from our side. So I understood he was just telling me that what is my responsibility, how I should be taking my life, how I should be taking the right decisions. So he was trying to make me understand. The interesting fact is that after holidays, we come to the hostels and we started to discuss among ourselves and our friends about what happened and during holidays and everything. So I have a very close friend. So there are a few more friends, around 4 or 5 of us were discussing, and they said, when I explained it, and one of my friends, that best friend, she said, my father said one more thing to me, and if you are not seeing, if it is dark in front of you, from behind I will give you a torch. I'll be lighting a torch so that you can see further and go, and don't never ever return or look back to us. He said like that to her, it seems. Even though our parents said this in a funny way, but we understood that every decision, every choice that we make is going to affect our life, and we have to be careful in taking decisions in our life. So similarly here, I wanted to say that parents can be guiding people, and also they should explain to their children, like understand what is their right. So you need to say that now this is your right. Maybe when you become an adult, there can be more rights for you, because you are able to take decision by yourself. You are independent when you become an adult. You also need to teach the children thinking skills and decision making skills, the critical thinking, the analytical thinking, the critical thinking, and the innovative thinking and possibility thinking. You need to teach your children about this thinking. If you don't know, then you have to seek help from some coaches to teach them these skills. Should know how to take the best decision for their life. So making the choice and also knowing what are their rights, and you need to teach them that. Raise them as responsible individuals since their childhood. So when they get up in the morning, they have to make their bed, and that should be their first task of the day. Make them support you in every house chores. Also define their roles and responsibility very clearly for them. Their roles and responsibility they should be taking at each age and phases of their life. Clearly make them understand about their deliverables. We say the KRAs and KPIs, that is the key result areas. Being a student or being a teenager, and after that being an adult, they should know where they should bring this key result. Also the KPIs, that key performance indicators, that means each and every responsibility when they do, how well they have performed it, they need to be aware of it, and parents should teach them that skill. When the children are meeting their key result area, you are not supposed to give them rewards. Never make your child work on rewards only, and never make a child should not do or stop doing because they are fearing punishments. What he do should be his internal voice. Each child should feel from within that this is my responsibility, and I should be delivering my responsibility in this particular level. That is where we say your individual personal contribution to every area matters. As a son, how my performance should be, how much I need to contribute. As a student, what should be my performance. Being a brother, being a friend, being a social being. You need to teach your child how that your child should behave responsibly in all these areas and delivering his responsibilities well, and make them understand their KRIs very clearly. Most of the parents ignore the areas of financial management. Each child should be able to manage their own finance. So your child needs to be understanding where the money is spent on him, the fees and other expenditure. And you need to see that everywhere there is a return on investment. You need to tell them that this much investment is made on you, and you should be bringing result. So never allow them to just live like that. Just be responsible for the finances. Also, the parents should make your children focus on productivity. and never make them pleasure focused. Many parents, when the child is getting bit tensed, or there is a pressure for the performance, and many parents make that no, don't take it, take it easy, and then give them make their life so easy by doing things for their children. Never allow your child to be sitting alone. You should be engaged with your children. Also teach them to do the probability check. Children may be looking at other people's life and seeing from the outside, they think that life is so rosy and everything is going to be successful. Teach them to do the probability check in every area of their life. Some children argue with the parents, why should I study? What will happen if I don't study? Who says that if I don't study, I will not become successful? They will quote, that person becomes successful, this person becomes successful, that person becomes successful. They bring so many examples. Yes, they all become successful, and how they become successful, you need to be clarifying to your children. And ask them, find out the probability, where you are seeing the probability of success. Whether the probability of success is more for a person who is knowing what he is doing, he is planning, and he focuses on goals, and he is performing diligently, or the person who is just saying that I don't care about it, and if the success meant to come, it will definitely come. Which person gets more successful? Also about the romance, the love, how it has turned to be a marriage, and how many marriages are successful after love. All these probabilities needs to be checked, and these kind of logical conversation you need to have with your teenagers. I would say every child should be given an opportunity to discuss or engage in discussion with their parents, especially on probability base. When they come with an argument, you can always ask, okay, tell me what is the probability that you have seen in that particular case. Always engage in logical discussions with your child. When they ask something, don't say to them that if you like in that way, or just go and do it. Tell them, okay, you're asking something, sit, let me listen to what you wanted to say. Then don't say, don't give them any response. Don't put your response onto your child. So ask them, don't put your thinking. Instead, ask them, why do you want to do this, and what is the benefit if you do so? So get into a meaningful discussion like, okay, you are getting something like this when you do it. And with that, what is that further you are going to plan or gain? And such kind of conversation you need to get involved with your child. Your teenager likes such kind of logical discussion, engaged discussion. But these kind of discussions or this kind of behavior, you need to develop since the childhood. All of a sudden, if you ask the teenager, they may not respond. So you need to make a habit in the children when they come to you for something, asking for something, you need to tell them that, okay, I will agree with you if you give me a clear answer for what, where, why, how, and when. And if you give that answer, then we can take a decision. No parent should say that, when my child said like that, I just agreed, or I just thought it is something like that, and then it become like this. Don't say such kind of illogical approach, or don't get into illogical approaches like that. Your one eye should be watching them always. They are our amanat. We need to be with them, until they are capable of standing on their feet and taking the right decision for their life. So when you are going into that area, you need to give them a delayed need gratification. No, here you need to give them a delayed temptation gratification. In most of the cases in teenage romance, it is more of temptation, not the need. The need is become when they are ready to get married or form a family. Teenage romance is a temptation, a pre-phase temptation. So you need to give them training to delay their immediate temptation gratification. It is easy if you have taught your children the delayed need gratification since childhood. How to do that is when the child asks for anything, you should not satisfy their need immediately. Don't buy and give it to them. Never agree to anything that they do for their pleasure. Teach them how to wait in life to get a better thing. And make them understand that, the life happens in that way. Teach them that the life is all about probability and if-then or cause-effect relationship. So teach them that what you do here or you don't do here may have an impact on somewhere else. Make them understand that there is always an effect for whatever they do, and help them to understand, develop the patience and perseverance in life. When you teach your children about marriage and family, we all know the reality. You need to tell them. We all know that, if you love someone, not necessary that we are going to get married to the same person. You know that many people, get involved with love and romance, but they are not able to get married to the same person. So there is no guarantee that you will get married to the person you love or you are in romance with. So most marriages happen when a man and a woman come together, and the God's purpose is to create new DNAs in the world, and God decide what DNA should come on earth at what time. So every unique DNA, according to form that DNA, God decide which man and women should come together. So you cannot just give a guarantee that you can live with the person you love, or also you can entire life you can spend a life with whom you love. There is no such guarantee at all in life. The reality is that from which person we are going to form a new DNA and bring to the world, that's a person you are going to get married or you are going to live with. And that logical reality every person should understand, and they should make your children also understand. These kind of genetical techniques or technicalities or scientific reasons the parents should be able to explain to their children. And when they understand this reality, they will be able to manage at least their infatuations and their, these impulsive feelings. I remember in one of the movies, the Vinny Srinivasan was telling to the girl who was approaching him and said, if you're coming for, kind of a romance, let me tell you that this is time for me to build my life, you and me, let's build our life. And in a later stage, when we become adults and the time for marriage, and we too have the same feeling in the same way, we will consider to get married. And every parent should try to create such kind of feelings or such kind of a logical approach in their children, and such kind of decision making. Every parent should help their children to form their internal process in that way. Also try to create an empathetic feeling in themselves, and they need to have accountability. They should be empathetic to their parents, themselves, and everyone and everything around them. When checking accountability, they have to check the accountability with everyone, and even the person they have this romance with. Do I need to show an accountability to the person I am having a romance, or to my parents who are investing a lot on me? Their resources, their energy, their prayers, and their hopes, and everything. This kind of a logical and reality-based discussions needs to happen with your teenagers. It is not creating a big scene and shouting. You should not do it. Explain your own life and the life you see around yourself. You should be able to explain it to them. To make it really effective, the discussion with the teenager, you need to have the effective listening skills. Make your approach in a really friendly way. But don't be a friend, but always have a friendly approach towards them. When you have such kind of an approach, definitely your teenager will listen to you. Why I'm saying this? Because I'm seeing many parents are crying and worried because your children are falling into wrong relationships. They just can't do anything, and they're just sitting and crying and complaining and whining. So parents, please take actions before. Be a proactive parent. Give them awareness of everything. Let them be aware of everything in their life. Let them be the best decision makers for their life. Their thinking skills and problem solving skills and decision making skills, everything needs to be developed. So just give your children the right kind of life skills education. When they become teenagers, please do this and make them understand how to live their life effectively. When parents bring their teenagers to me, some kids are really into depression, social anxiety, panic attacks, and such many issues. And especially when they bring the children where the love is broken. Love, it is not love, the romance is broken. Frustrated, they are irritated, and they are into depression. All these because the parents are not thinking proactively, not doing their actions proactively. Life is education is a must for your children. Helps your children to learn how to lead an effective and successful life. Parents should be ready to give this kind of education to your children. If parents are proactive and give them such education, there can be lot of problem resolved before it happens. Because most of the parents, when they bring the children, the teenagers, they are too late. It is better to give them the life education at an early stage, just before the pre-teen years. If parents can do it, they can do it. Or if you have to search for an external help, please do so. Your children are your wealth, so please make sure that you give them the right direction, right education, so that they live their life pretty well. Our God bless us all.